Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Toonami Squad Sessions podcast. I am your host, Sam, and with me today is the usual gang, Phantom,
Hello.
Joshua,
Hello.
and Logan.
Yo,
And just another episode of shooting the shit and getting ourselves outdated again because good lord, like how many things did we like instantly like get like outdate in the last podcast? Like I'm not like literally a day after that podcast gets uploaded. No, a day after we recorded, it instantly got outdated. That's not even a joke.
Yep.
We'll go one at a time, but I wanted to start this off by the usual "What are we watching?" Topic. I'm gonna let's all keep it brief this time. We don't want to take too long here, so I'll go first. So initially, one of our squad members, Andre, we had wanted him to react to an anime, but it came with a cost. We had to see. We wanted him to see Konosuba, but he would only see it if one of us watched his trash. And of course, guess who had to participate in that? I got a High Dive subscription for it, and I forgot to cancel it too. Domestic Girlfriend and School Days, and I wanted to tear my eyes out. Domestic Girlfriend was alright. It had some banger scenes, if you know what I mean.
giggity.
Yeah, yes. And School Days, I swear to God, just end me. That's what happened to the main character. He got ended, literally. And a nice boat. That's all I really have to say on that. Other than that, I been watching a fan favorite Toonami show that I have not seen for the longest time, and that is IGPX.
Hell yeah.
I bought the DVD set when I was at MomoCon, which I'll talk about later. And I'm a Toonami fan who has never once seen IGPX. So I was like, let me change that. I'm still on it. I'm almost done though. I'm like on the last 5 episodes, and I've enjoyed it. It's not the greatest, but I will say IGPX walked so that Fena, Shenmue, Blade Runner, all those shows could run.
I'm not sure about Blade Runner, but sure.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, that's it with me. What about you guys?
I've been watching
the
hit 2022 movie of the year, Morbius, on repeat. No, I'm kidding.
It's Morbin time, everyone.
It's more
Nobody watched that movie. Let's be real. No,
Look, okay, we were busy that weekend, Sony. Just please put in theaters one more weekend.
Third time's a charm.
exactly. No, for me, with the exception of I've been basically just leaving Twitch running in the background while I've been working. Pretty much about the only things I've watched recently would be the new Top Gun and the new Jurassic World. I haven't had a chance to watch anything that wasn't work related for the last month or so.
All right.
Boss.
What about Phantom?
Oh, I guess I'm going next. I thought Boss was going next. Oh, I'll go next. Yeah, I've seen Top Gun and Jurassic World Dominion as well, and I actually started watching Halo. I only watched
Did Master Chief get his Master Cheeks clapped? I think we made this joke last time.
Did we?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm 2 episodes in, but it's good. I probably would like to pick up. I probably have to pick up the game at some point. But yeah, those and Top Gun. Yeah. Oh, and I actually got back and saw Lightyear.
That's cool.
Yeah,
What?
It was good. Overall, it was good. And yeah, I think that's about it.
All right, Joshua. What about you?
Not too much. The Arrowverse shows. Superman was actually a rerun this week. I didn't know that. Watched the latest episode of Strange New Worlds, which that episode was pretty fucked up, if I say so myself.
Yeah, especially the fact that the entire Alien Planet Palace was filmed at the same place they filmed Billy Madison at, which once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Oh, jeez.
God.
Oh, another thing I just remembered was Stranger Things. Speaking of strange, finally caught up to the Stranger Things. Now I'm waiting until July.
Well, all right. So anyway, how about we dive into this wonderful world of news? So I just want to point out that like one of our topics last time was like how did we feel about the current state in Toonami, and well, it's still a mixed bag. I'll get into that later. We got confirmation on some more original shows. The first one is kind of surprising and not surprising at the same time. It's a Rick and Morty anime. I guess like the shorts that we've been seeing for a while were, I guess, a pilot for what would later become a 10-episode anime series. I did not expect that. So how do y'all feel about it?
I don't think it's been confirmed it's coming to Toonami, right?
I mean, I'm pretty certain it's coming to Toonami. Like,
I mean, it could be.
Well, I mean, if it was, do you think it'd be on their Facebook, or Jason would have said it would be on Toonami?
I mean, Scavengers, that short that was on Toonami, is going to be at HBO Max. But then somebody asked Jason if it was going to be on Toonami, and all he said was, So it's possible.
He said, stay tuned. So believe the man. Yeah,
the big thing for me is, well, I was just going to say, the big thing for me is Jason confirmed that they're not going to be dubbing it. It's going to remain in Japanese, which, I mean, you know, he himself had said over and over that subtitles don't do well on broadcast. So I'm wondering, you know, if their opinions changed on that, or if that's a hint that it's going to end up on HBO Max, because, you know, suddenly who cares if it's not being broadcast?
I mean,
I would like to see it on Toonami. I mean, the shorts were on Toonami, and those were subbed.
And I mean, unless April Fool's 2018 might have changed his mind.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, but
more info. I'm trying to pull up the press release right now. Rick and Morty.
And this episode's already out.
Will be a 10-episode adventure, completely separate from the continuity of the the main series. Themes and events from the main series and overall universe. Directed by Takashi Sano, who directed the shorts, and also directed the Tower of God anime. I've never seen Tower of God, so I honestly have no idea on that. And yeah, no English dub for it. I'm really curious to see. I would like to see it on Toonami, and yeah, put it subbed. I don't care. Like, that'd be like something. But that wasn't the only thing announced. The other thing that was announced is an original show. It's called Ninja Kamui. I'm trying to read the thing. Futuristic ninja action adventure anime series. This one kills me. Directed by Sung-Hoo Park, who is known for directing Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh boy!
They got the director of the series that I want on Toonami to make a series for Toonami, and I am very
mixed. Okay.
You know they They did a fan art Friday post one week, and it was Jujutsu Kaisen. And I'm just so angry how close this show gets to Toonami without being on Toonami. Anyway, going back on topic, the original anime series will include character designers by Takashi Okazaki. Sorry if I butchered that. Produced by E&H Production and Solar Entertainment. I am terrible at knowing any of these. So, anyway, how do y'all feel about it?
Yeah. I would like to. Sorry, go ahead, Long.
I was just gonna say, I like the sounds of it. I mean, it's it at least from what they've talked about, it's it sounds like it'll be a little more interesting than some of the originals we've seen. I mean, obviously Blade Runner is kind of the one, the black sheep, but I mean, even Shenmue, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I feel like, if anything, right now it seems like the stuff that's been adapted has been a bit of a mixed bag, which unfortunately makes me a little hesitant about Uzumaki at this point. But the actual original stuff like Fena and and from the looks of this, I'm a little more hopeful that it'll be it'll stand alone better, if that makes sense.
Like reading more into this, it's like summary. Ninja Kamui will follow Joe Higan. I almost read that as Joe Rogan. Joe Higan, who is a new canon, a former ninja who escaped his clan and is hiding from his violent past in rural America with his family. One night, he's ambushed by assassins from his former organization who exact a bloody retribution for rising from the seeming death. Will reemerge as his former self to avenge his family and friends. Why does this remind me of John Wick? I don't know why. This reminds me of John Wick, except instead of killing the dog, they kill the family. And you know what I mean? Has any of y'all seen John Wick?
I mean, a John Wick anime wouldn't be bad if they did it right.
I wish they would. Honestly, that actually would be amazing.
Definitely would be a banger.
It would. I hope it comes to Adult Swim. Anyway, so I don't know. Like Logan gave his thoughts. What about Phantom or Joshua? What do y'all think?
I was gonna say that, like, I hope they do air. God knows Toonami can use the content right now.
Oh, definitely.
So I like both of them the way they sound. So we'll see. And that's all I really have to say.
Nothing more I can add. I would like to see more on this.
Yeah. So anyway, another thing. So moving on to the next topic. Had a little something monumental happen the weekend of last month. Was it 2 weeks ago at this point? It has been 10 years since Toonami was brought back from the dead. 10 years since the first Adult Swim airing. And yes, like it's still going on. I would also say it's going on strong. Let me not be that guy, but yeah, it's still going on and strong. I wasn't there for it. I've mentioned that before. I do remember. Look, man, I had different tastes back then. Like, I do remember seeing some of the old ads though, like the Toonami's Back Pictures ads and all that. But like, I didn't like actually like watch Saturday Night. Well, yeah, yet again, I also remember tuning in one night to watch Family Guy, and I think Bleach was on. And I was like, "Where's my Family Guy? I want Family Guy, not this trash."
Wow.
I don't.
Wow.
So I guess this topic could be like, how did y'all discover Toonami came back after the cancellation?
Didn't we have this? First? Wait, didn't we do this in the last podcast though?
No, we talked about how we discovered Toonami as a whole. This is more.
I'm thinking of Phantom's article he did. That's what it is.
Yes, Phantom did do an article, by the way, that you can check it on the website. But yeah, how did y'all discover the return of Toonami? Anyone?
Long story short, my brother sent me a press release about Toonami returning, and didn't really have cable until like August when I moved down here in Florida back in 2012. And the first thing I saw on Toonami was the Lucky 7 promo. The rest was history from there. And you can definitely read more of that on the website.
Okay, what about Logan?
Yeah, for me, I mean, the April Fool's return was literally, I mean, it was almost terrible timing for me. I was coming back from, I went to a stand-up comedy show for my dad's birthday, and we were on our way back, and a buddy of mine sent me a message, and he'd been trying to call me for several hours because he had satellite, so he was watching the East Coast feed, and I only had the West Coast feed. It was literally like 10 minutes to midnight, and he finally, he tried calling me again. And I answered my phone because we were on the way home, and he's like, "Dude, are you in front of a TV?" I'm like, "No, I'm on a highway right now. Why?" And he's like, "Toonami's on." I'm like, "Okay, what do you mean Toonami's on?" And he told me kind of what was going on. And at the time, all of my TV stuff ran through kind of like a home-built TiVo system that ran through a computer. So I literally, using my phone, remoted into my computer and scheduled it to start recording everything at midnight. And I got home, and it worked out kind of good because, honestly, I didn't watch Bleach at the time. So since it kicked off with Bleach, aside from the intro, I didn't really miss anything. And I got home about 5 minutes before Bleach ended, and from that point, even though I'd been out for the evening, I was like, you know what, I'm staying up, and I watched the whole block, and I actually still have the recordings of that on an old hard drive that's sitting in the tower, even though I don't use that computer anymore. The hard drive's still sitting there, and it still has the files on it from recording all that night.
Can I be honest, man? I would actually, if you could still, pull out those recordings, because I would actually like to see those. If you could, though. You said that's in an old computer, though, so that'd probably be a pain in the ass to.
I too would like to see.
I do have the advantage that I'm an IT guy, so
I was about to say
getting an old computer back up and running to pull files off of is less of a problem than you might think.
I'm just curious what ads would play around that time.
Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't cut any of the ads out. It's pretty much a straight recording of the entire, however many hours it was, 6 hours or whatever.
Mm.
So,
all
another question for you, Logan, is who was doing comedy?
It was a stand-up comedian named James P. Connolly.
Okay.
We heard the guy on one of those satellite radio comedy stations, and it just happened to coincide that 2 days after my dad's birthday, he's performing in Reno, and so I snagged tickets for his show, and ended up actually being pretty damn funny.
Oh, cool.
What about you, Joshua? How was your how did you discover that Toonami came back?
I'll try to keep this short, but I didn't even know about the April Fool's prank when it happened. It had been 2 years since my mom passed, and I was depressed, and I got nostalgic for Toonami because Toonami used to be an escape from me back when it used to air back in the day. And I started watching promos, and all of a sudden I see these promos that I haven't seen before, and I realized it was April Fool's, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I seen there was a chance of Toonami coming back, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. And I mean, that's pretty much it. And then Toonami came back, and here we are.
Yeah, y'all have way better stories than I do. I just straight up wasn't there. I've mentioned it so many times. I did not get into Toonami until late 2015, when GBZ Kai, Kill la Kill, and those shows were airing. So, I mean, so it's really hard to because I don't have any of the nostalgia y'all do. The only The only nostalgia I have is for years like 2015, 16, 17, 18, but I can't go further back than that. Um, but yeah, it's cool to hear these stories.
I will
But
say
yeah.
back in the day when Toonami came back, I used to listen to Toonami music religiously every Sunday.
Yeah, around that time, I was watching Dragon Ball Z Kai via Nicktoons Network.
Why would you watch on Nicktoons, man?
Because I didn't know any better. And honestly, I actually looked it up.
We get blue Mr. Popo.
Actually, no. Popo was black in the Nicktoons version. He was only blue in the 4Kids Toons Eye version.
Oh, I
looked this up.
The old
Yeah,
Toons Eye. That's
yeah.
right.
I wasn't sure if Nickelodeon did it too.
I was looking at some DBZ Kai footage on it via Nicktoons, and they were actually pretty like there was still stuff censored, but it was actually surprising that they kept stuff in. Like certain characters would die and they would actually keep their deaths in. Like Frieza's slaughter of Krillin before Goku went Super Saiyan was still left intact. You just didn't really see any blood.
That was kind of integral, anyways.
What about their halos? Were their halos actually halos or orbs?
No, they were halos. I remember seeing that. Like, what's funny is too was because I remember this stuff vividly. When they were doing the Cell Saga, they took a bit of a hiatus. They got to the point where Cell absorbed 18 and he transformed into Perfect Cell, and after that episode they just went radio silent for God knows how long. And I didn't have the internet a lot at the time, so I really had no idea what was going on, but just DBZ Kai was silent for months and they would rerun back to the beginning. To fill the gap though, they were given old DBZ movies like Broly, Fusion, and they didn't care what kind of movies they were playing. So me, whose only knowledge was up to Cell becoming perfect form, was seeing movies like Broly, where Gohan was a Super Saiyan, and I haven't seen him go Super Saiyan yet. Movies like Fusion Reborn, which took place well deep into the Buu saga, and I had no idea because my knowledge was up to Cell. Things like that. So I'm just what the heck's going on here? Why is Goku dead? Why does he have extremely long hair when he goes Super Saiyan? How did Gohan become a Super Saiyan? Who are these two kids? Yeah, so that was fun. And then to top it off, when DBZ Kai came back after a long time, and they continued and finished off the Cell Saga, and I remember they ended it with a week-long event to where before that week they would marathon every other DBZ Kai episode and be you've dealt with Vegeta, you've dealt with Frieza, now get ready to deal with Cell. And then that entire week was the last 5 episodes of the show where Gohan pretty much became Super Saiyan 2 and wrecked Cell. And then after that they gave DBZ Kai. DBZ Kai ended at the Cell Saga. And then they gave GT. So going from Cell all the way to GT, completely unaware of the Buu saga. Yeah, it was weird. But that's how I came into Toonami, because years later, I would look on my TV guide, I saw DBZ Kai, and I'm oh, I remember watching DBZ Kai. And then it turned out that was Toonami airing DBZ Kai, and then Kill la Kill, and the rest is history from there. Anyway. Well, that was a nice nostalgia trip, wouldn't you say? So how about we move on to the next topic?
Yep, just I want to check out the article.
So the next topic is another Toonami show has ended. That would be Assassination Classroom. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I loved it. It was a good time.
Hats off to Koro Sensei.
Rip.
I mean, literally.
But I enjoyed it. I like Koro Sensei. That death scene was just ugh. Who left these onions here? and yeah, and then like you see everyone in the future, and I'm just like, how did Nagisa not get together with Kaede? I'm pissed.
And
then
he
on
didn't
and,
get any taller either.
and then Andre was just like, it's like I should have been the one to marry Irina.
It should have been me, not her. It should have been me. We need that clip there.
Anyway, so how did y'all feel about the ending to Assassination Classroom?
Solid anime. I mean, honestly, I watched it a while back, and believe it or not, I finished the show around New Year's. It was literally the last anime I watched around that time. Could have been 2018, maybe 2019. Can't really remember. I was out of town that time.
What about you, Joshua? Have you seen Assassin? I don't know if you've been watching the recent Toonami broadcast.
I haven't seen all of the episodes, but I've been watching it. I started watching it constantly. I don't remember when, but I watched all the way to the end. And what I saw I watched all the first season, and I maybe watched like the second half of the second season. But it was pretty good.
I don't know, Logan. Have you seen?
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. You know, for me, you know, the biggest thing I keep thinking of is it's such a perfect example of what really sucks that Toonami's being locked out of, in that, you know, the show was obviously not the newest thing on the block, despite the goofy disclaimer at the beginning of the episode being like, oh, we recorded from the safety of our homes, even though they recorded it like 6 years ago. But
I think they dropped that in the last episode.
Yeah, they did. I thought they finally got rid of it, but maybe
did they? Or I don't know. Like
they might have, or I just started tuning it out. I don't know. But like
why did they? Comment. Yeah, I'm like, why did they even have that in the first place? It made no sense.
Maybe they just saw people were that dumb.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know, ignoring that, you know, it's a good example of you know how much potential there is in, you know, in Crunchyroll now, you know, their back catalog. If they would just play ball with Toonami, you know, Toonami doesn't have to have, you know, the newest stuff on the block. You know, it's you can get something like that that's a few years old that people still really care about, especially if you've never seen it before. You know,
especially shows like Made in Abyss. Didn't that come out in like 2017?
Yeah, that's a few years old too. And you know, both of those are good examples of, like, you know, the block doesn't have to have everything that's, you know, it doesn't have to be all Demon Slayer and My Hero and, you know, Sword Art and all the new stuff. You know, there's so much stuff in the back catalog, and it's so frustrating that Crunchyroll doesn't want to play ball, because frankly it only serves to help them, because, you know, how many people watched Assassination Classroom on Toonami and went, man, I really liked that, and are going to turn around and buy the Blu-rays, or, you know, sign up for a Crunchyroll subscription so they can rewatch it. You know, it just baffles that, you know, they don't see the value in what Toonami brings to the table for them. You know, it's frustrating, but you know, again, I mean, obviously this is you know, less about what they're screwing up, but you know, I thought Assassination Classroom was a good fit for the block, and honestly, I think splitting it apart into 2 seasons actually ended up doing it a favor, you know, because it gave it some breathing room with that break between the 2 halves, and I think that worked out, you know, for the better for it overall.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean,
so I guess. Yeah. Oh, what were you saying, Phantom?
I thought I had a thought, but go ahead.
He lost.
Well, anyway, going to what Logan was saying, I guess that's a perfect segue into this next topic. You know,
we need the Willy Wonka clip here.
After we were let down when Shenmue and Titan ended, and they just said, yeah, reruns, and then Primal will lead off. My expectations for Assassination Classroom were rock bottom, and that was to be expected, and it's a good thing I did. My assumption was no new show. Like I was just instantly thinking, we're not getting a new show. Either another show is going to get another slot, or we're losing a slot.
Yep.
And
We get nothing.
Breaking
what
news.
replaces Assassination Classroom? Nothing.
Nothing.
You get
Again.
nothing. You lose.
The breaking
Sir.
the breaking news is there is no breaking news.
Yeah.
For the second podcast in a row.
And this
I'm
will be sadly
waiting.
outdated.
I wish it was. Please. I like this be outdated. I don't think it is though, because the next couple weeks are already like planned out for Toonami. So what are we getting? Another episode of Shippuden. So now we're getting double One Piece and double Naruto Shippuden. One Piece starts, so like the schedule is Primal at 12, Lupin at 12:30, the One Piece Power Hour at 1, and the Naruto Hour at 2, followed by Shenmue and Titan.
Well, there is good news with
Yeah.
this. At least won't be stuck in filler hell as long as we would have with Shippuden.
Brace yourselves. We are entering what is famously known as the 1 year of filler hell. Because the next episodes, 23 filler episodes, we then get 9 canon episodes, and then another 30-something filler episodes.
So it would only be 6 months if they kept it double, which they probably.
I don't think they're gonna keep it double for the rest of the year.
Right.
But I was looking at the Swimpedia archive, in the next 2 weeks. Well, technically 3, like, are planned out. Like this doesn't need a topic, so I'll just mention it here. So the next 2 weeks are double Shippuden, and then the week after that, the first week of July, is a Shenmue marathon.
Right.
What kind of had me a little confused was, see, I'm not against the Shenmue marathon. Honestly, I was just kind of like, I'm surprised you didn't do this sooner. Like, I'm surprised you didn't do this with like the minute the show ended. I mean, like, how many Blade Runner marathons did we get?
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Like,
Please do not do this with Shenmue, please. Do
Well,
not.
Here's the thing. At least they marathoned the show after it ended. Unlike Blade Runner, that literally was 4 episodes in, and they're like, marathon.
They obviously learned nothing from Attack on Titan and Samurai Jack.
The boss immediately has PTSD from those days.
Like, I'm not against the Shenmue marathon. I mean, like, I'm just confused as to why they're not marathoning the entire show. They did that with Venom. Like, they started earlier at like 10:30 and marathon like all like 12, 13 episodes Venom had. But for Shenmue, it's literally like 12 o'clock is still Primal. Like, Primal's still airing at 12. And then starting at 12:30 is a Shenmue marathon. I'm just like, I'm surprised like they don't air the entire show.
Well, don't forget though, it's also over 4th of July, so I get the feeling they're probably expecting that viewership is going to be down anyway. So they're probably just kind of blowing it off and just being like, whatever, just air something that fills up the block, and just calling it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Monday, so that makes sense.
Well, yeah, so just like what just kills me is like, when last year ended and we didn't know what was happening, we had so many concerns. We kind of started to look upwards a bit, like after they announced Assassination Class and they announced Made in Abyss, the biggest bombshell One Piece was coming back. Like we kind of started to look up a bit, and then Made in Abyss was ending and they had Lupin, so I was like, oh, okay, so they at least have like other stuff still in the pipeline. And then Shenmue and Titan ended, and they're like, nope, never mind. We're back to doing this again. Assassination Classroom ends up. We're doing it again. And it's just like I've literally at this point expect no new shows until the originals. Like that is literally like how far I sunk in. And it's like I've said this before. It's like I want to be wrong, and I want to be optimistic about this, but it is damn hard right now. because it's just like what's going on here, man? Like, and they keep saying like, oh, things are looking good on the horizon, and then I'm just like, is it though? Is it? Like I don't want to be that guy, but is it though? Like, well, yeah, we got the originals, but they're still, being made. Like, they still need time. I'm not expecting all of them this year. So I'm just like, what's going on? Like, Crunchyroll, what are you doing? Like, anyone else has anything to say on this?
I mean, it's more of the originals again. It's it ties into, like you said, they're we're only going to get so far with them because obviously they're still in production. But I'm hoping that we might hear something, even if it's not directly from the Toonami crew. With Anime Expo coming up, there are quite a few industry panels. The biggest thing I think that all of us, I mean, even myself included, and I deal with the industry stuff, is Viz doesn't grab a lot of anime, but there's always the chance that they're going to grab something that can end up on the block, and they obviously still have a good relationship with Adult Swim. Sentai could grab stuff, so there's definitely still potential, and even if it's not like, hey, this is going to be on Toonami in like 3 weeks, if one of these distributors came out and were like, hey, we got this show and it's coming in the fall and we're putting it on Toonami, like, just give us a nugget of hope, even that would go a long way.
Like, the only companies at this point that I'm expecting to still play with Toonami are Viz and Sentai. Like, that's it. Like, other than, unless, like, yet again, like, they make deals with the animation studios themselves. Like, Toei wanted One Piece on the block, so Toei did the negotiations, not Funimation. So
well,
Toei...
I think they still will, because, I mean, they have a good relationship with TMS. So, as long as TMS has something that they want to get on the block, like Dr. Stone, I mean, yes, granted, that is technically licensed by Funimation, or, rather, Crunchyroll now. But, the thing is, we also aren't privy to, TMS could just be going, you guys dub this and you get the home video rights, but we're handling the decision on broadcast. And, so for all we know, that could happen. Sunrise could do something with one of the Gundam shows. There's definitely plenty of potential out there. It's just a matter of, who's going to step up to the plate and talk to Adult Swim. Because I can't imagine Adult Swim is, just sitting around going, sitting by the phone, I hope somebody calls us and, offers us a show. Like, I can't imagine they're not, knocking on doors. But, it's, the industry is a weird thing. You never really know what's going to happen with it.
Yeah, and then not to mention with like a lot of these company mergers, like, Crunchyroll, and then like the whole Warner Brothers Discovery thing. I know that's been like I know they've been trying to cut costs, and that's apparently been hurting like people. And I don't know. Like, it's just like, like we were looking up, and now we're looking back down again. Like, I don't expect anything from them anymore. Honestly, if they announce a new show, I'll be like, well, damn, I didn't expect that. Because at this point, I'm just expecting another rerun for them to lose a slot.
I mean, the promising thing with the whole Warner Discovery merger is, people have been seeing Toonami ads showing up on TBS and, a whole bunch of other Warner-owned networks. That's not something you do if you're sitting there cutting costs left and right. You don't start suddenly advertising a block like that on other networks if you're gonna slaughter the block. So that's the one like saving grace as to at least it feels like Warner has faith in it. It's just again a matter of getting other distributors on board with them. And so that's why I think stuff like the originals are plenty safe. Like, we're not going to suddenly see them go, okay, forget it, all that stuff's canceled. But, again, it's, that like you said, the originals only get you so far.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like, I mean, not to mention, those originals, like, they don't even take that long either. Like, they're like 12 to 13 episodes, sometimes 10. So, like, yeah, they're on the block, but not for too long. So eventually, at some point, we're gonna, need to know an update. Like, I don't see a Toonami original with like 50 plus episodes happening anytime soon.
I mean, I'll admit, I'm actually surprised that that IG hasn't asked them about possibly rerunning Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. And I mention that for one specific reason. The new 2045 CGI series is on Netflix, and I didn't mention it earlier because I actually forgot. I did start watching that literally this past weekend, and one of the episodes in season 2 of 2045 has a deep cut callback to Jungle Cruise from the original the first season of the anime. And it's one of those things, like, I'm a huge Ghost in the Shell fan, so I picked up on it pretty quickly. But you'd almost think that they'd want to get that back in people paying attention to that, just as like a granted, Netflix isn't going to care because it's Netflix, but you'd think IG might want to do some kind of cross promotion for that sort of thing.
Like, and Jason said too that they can rerun IGPX and Space Dandy too. So, not to mention, what about some of the anime that they aired that ended that they still have the rights to? Because it's not like as soon as the anime ends, it's just immediately taken off Adult Swim. They at least got a couple months with it until it expires. So, example, Mob Psycho 100, they aired that in 2018 to 19, and then it just randomly showed back up again on 2020 for a rerun slot. So surprised they don't rerun anything that they still have the rights to, the airing rights to at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just.
I get what
sorry,
you're saying.
Joshua.
No, I was agreeing with you. I get what you're saying. I'm sure they have to have some rights to some stuff.
It's just it keeps it I just don't get and I'm not trying to be that guy that's Toonami's dying. But Jesus Christ, some transparency would be nice. God, it's just, I see that double Shippuden and I'm just God, are we doing this again? I looked at the Swimpedia schedule. So far, it's looking like the next 2 weeks are double Shippuden. The week after is Shenmue Marathon, and I'm just are we gonna have something new after the Shenmue Marathon? Please, one thing that did get announced recently that I'm really hoping they do. I mean, Toei Animation, bro, show me with Adult Swim at the moment on One Piece is we got a new Dragon Ball movie with a confirmed release date of August 19th. English cast announcement and all. So it'd be a really cool thing if, say, Toei goes up to them and, hey, want to air Dragon Ball Super Broly, and then we'll even give you a 1 minute clip sneak peek of the new film to show everyone. That would be an awesome night. Air an older Dragon Ball film, and while you got a sneak peek of the new film, which I'm hoping that they do the same because we got a One Piece film coming later this year too. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just shooting ideas.
Well, and then if they were to air Broly, they could debut the rumored redub that actually replaces who with JYV. Because legitimately, Toei has posted clips of the movie on their. I know it was on Twitter. I want to say it might have been on YouTube also, but they posted a couple of clips from Broly, and it was 100% replacement audio with JYB in that role. I know people who even supported
the V-Man,
Ms. McVoice actor there. They even were that's not him, that's JYB. So you know, because I've long wondered if we would see a re-release of the movie, like, you know, Toei doing like a 4K version of it that replaces the dub also, and you know, because I firmly believe that they went ahead and redubbed it.
Also, apparently, the new movie that's coming out, it's the first time we are getting like an anime film. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's the first time, but for Dragon Ball at least, they're giving it an IMAX release. Apparently, Broly and the other two films that came before, they had IMAX versions, but those were Japan only. We never got them. But for this film, they're apparently getting an IMAX release. It'd be cool, but there's no IMAX theater near me. I would have to drive like almost an hour out to an IMAX theater, so I'm not going to do that.
I have to drive an hour to go to the movies either way, so
Yeah.
Before we change the topic, though, I just like there's no real place to mention this, but they announced the English cast of the film, and it's your usual stars: Sean Schemmel as Goku, Kyle Ebert as Gohan, and all that. But we got new characters, so who's voicing the new characters? And I always find it fascinating when you got like these recent, like 20, 30-some-year-old voice actors that grew up watching Dragon Ball and on Toonami, and they end up like acting in Dragon Ball, and it's always like the best, and it's always like when they get their reactions are just like I used to watch Dragon Ball when I was young, check me out now, I'm in Dragon Ball. Like Zeno Robinson and Alex Lee are in the movie. Oh, what strikes me
it's
weird
magenta.
Charles Martinet, Mario, Super Mario, is in the cast. He's voicing Magenta, which is like, if you look at the trailers, the dude in the purple suit, and I'm just like, Mario is in a Dragon Ball movie.
It's me. I'm a Mario.
You don't see that every day, and I'm just like, why not? Like, yeah, this isn't the first.
Star-Lord is in a Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah, man, I can't believe they got Chris Pratt. Like, and fun fact, this isn't the first time he's done anime. He was in the 1993 JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders OVA. He was if y'all remember the scene where Dio gets in a car and he's with a politician and he just hits the politician in the face and he's like, "You're gonna drive this car." Charles Martinet was that politician.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But yeah, so.
But yeah, good for Charles.
Yeah, like I'm excited to see it. It's not every day you see something like that, you know. I imagine Nintendo is probably like looking at him like eyebrows raised. Anyway,
I mean, he's a voice actor, so I mean, I don't think is he union?
Well, you're gonna say that, and you got like games like Fire Emblem and Xenoblade, and actors in there have done anime. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Penultimate topic here. So I was wondering if I should include this or not, because this isn't really a Toonami thing, and I doubt it's gonna affect Toonami. But I thought it was like a topic that should be discussed because it's like hell froze over. So, and I gotta catch up to the manga, but I know the current arc of One Piece had its ending, and Oda, the creator, is taking a month-long hiatus, and then they said when he comes back, that'll be the final arc of the series. So it's wild to think that One Piece is actually coming to its conclusion. Like the damn thing's been on for 20 plus years.
Should have gone for another 30.
It probably will.
No, I say that, and like One Piece arcs usually last like 2 to 3 years anyway, sometimes 4. So it's like it's gonna be the final arc, but it's probably still gonna be like 3 or 4 years before they actually end it. So it's just wild to think about, you know. I started watching it like about 2 years ago, so I wasn't there, but like I'm all in, you know. I don't know how you guys feeling about it. Like, I don't know if any of you all like. I doubt y'all like read or watch the anime on your own time, but what do y'all think
See
about
that
Whoa?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really caught up with One Piece in either the manga or the anime. I'll
Yeah,
catch it at some point.
I'm like an arc past where Toonami is, and I haven't watched anything beyond that.
So
I'll
you're like,
I'll tell you this: I finished Alabasta, and that's about it.
you're not even watching the Toonami airing.
He goes
Everyone.
to sleep.
Uh,
I was gonna say he usually is asleep by then.
Yeah, usually since I have to like work the next day or something. But I'll catch it like every once in a while.
it's just like it's just not every day, like the show's been on for like God knows how long, and like the series has run for a decent amount of time, so it's just like the fact that like it could be concluding is just wild to think about. It's like we've been here this long and now they're trying to end it. You can't say that for a lot of other shows that go on for this long. I was gonna ask Logan his thoughts, but he ain't here.
He dropped out.
Yeah, he might be driving home.
Yeah, that's what I get for starting this late. But anyway, we'll move on to our last topic of the night. I thought this would be
Story time.
It's story time. I went to MomoCon. That was my 2020 ticket, repurposed for 2021, then got repurposed for 2022.
Fuck you, COVID.
Yep, I will never not be salty about this. So it was just the fact that like Joshua like pulled like some of the biggest W's and like got me a tour of Adult Swim that was supposed to happen in 2020, and then COVID kind of killed it.
Yeah.
And then like by the time con was starting again, Adult Swim was still not doing anything. Like no Toonami panel at MomoCon, and I'm just like, man, it just hurts. I don't know, maybe next year. But I still have my ticket, and I took the time, and I made it a solo trip too. I haven't gone out of state on my own before, so that was a fun time. I went as a guest. I didn't do press, mainly because I wasn't allowed to. But anyway, like I went there, and first day I went there on Wednesday. I got to my hotel, and then I just was trying to plan out my routes to the convention. Like the hotel I was at was very convenient because it was next to a Waffle House, and my hotel didn't have free breakfast, so I'm just like, Waffle House it is. And then there was a park, and if I just walked through the park, there was a convention center. Yeah, so I went there, got my badge, early registration. Then I went to the used to be CNN Center. God, like it's depressing looking at that place now, because it's like it used to be the CNN Center, and it still has the remnants of CNN there. But like the Cartoon Network shop was closed. It's kind of like creepy now, and like because you look in there, and it's all dark, but like. So like in the Cartoon Network shop, they had a little Adult Swim section, and it had like a neon sign, and that neon sign was still up, so it would be dark, and the adult portion of the logo was gone, so it was just swim. That was just swim.
That's where you're supposed to swim at.
Like the next day came. The convention didn't start till 2, so I decided to take a tour around Atlanta. I went to the Coke Museum, or the world of Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola is based in Atlanta. And it was very fascinating to look at. One of my favorite, like everyone talks about this, is the tasting area, where you could pretty much taste a bunch of different like brands of Coke around the world. And so many people kept telling me, Beverly, you gotta drink the Beverly. Drink the Beverly. It's all about the Beverly. And I was just like, damn, everyone hyping up this Beverly flavor. And I just like tasted it. I was just like, this tastes bitter.
But Sam, it's the best flavor.
I later found out it's used in like alcoholic drinks. Like it's kind of like tonic water. And I'm just like, yeah, I ain't a fan of this. One of my favorites was actually the melon frosty, and this one flavor that was from Madagascar that I forgot what it was called, but it was really good. And it was just like, damn, why don't they? Like, it would probably cost like a crap ton of money to like import those flavors.
It would.
But like those that was fun. And then I went to the convention, and like I'm not gonna go through each day like one by one because we'd be here all night. But I got some photos with some lovely voice actors that costed a pretty penny. I took a photo with Greg Baldwin, Aku from Samurai Jack, Uncle Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And it's just like whenever you get a photo with these actors, it's like, like you get a brief moment to speak with them, and it's like you try to find the right things you want to tell them, but at the same time, you don't want to take up too much of their time. So it's like you got to find like a balance of like what you want to say and saying it in a short time. But like Greg Baldwin, I got to take a photo with. I got to take a photo with Colleen Clinkenbeard, Monkey D. Luffy, Momo from My Hero. Risa from Fullmetal Alchemist. I'm trying to think who else. Gohan, like Teenage Gohan from DBZ, and many more. Trying to think who else. Kellen Goff, Diablo from JoJo. He was Chisaki from My Hero. He was in Attack on Titan. I'm trying to think who else. Justin Cook, Raditz from DBZ, Kirishima from My Hero. I know I took a photo with someone else. Was that all the actors?
I did see that you had a mask on.
Yes, I did. It was the masks were mandatory, so I kept the mask on.
Take fucking notes, Florida.
And they're just gonna look at
the bloom COVID, damn it.
And they're just gonna look at you and give you a middle finger.
You gave fucking
Florida. Rebuttal.
Florida fucking gave Tom COVID.
Anyway, let's see. Some YouTubers. I attended their panels, and I got photos with them. Saber Spark, anyone who watched Saber Spark? I met him. I met Rebel Taxi Pan. He's very antisocial in person. Some call me
Saber's doggo.
Yes. Some call me Johnny. He was there. I got a photo with him, and then I get home and he literally tweets out, "I got COVID," and I'm just like,
"Oh shit!"
I already took a test. I'm negative.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
It was just like I got home and so many people that I met that I took photos with got COVID, and that just had me so flippin' scared. Oh, I forgot to mention, I met another actor, Amanda Celine Miller, I think that's what her name is. Boruto.
Yeah.
She's also a Sailor Mercury, is it? Who's the one in the green dress? I don't watch Sailor Moon.
No, I think I know who that is. Jupiter,
yeah. She's in Sailor Moon. I only know her for Boruto. Met her. And then I went around, Of course, I got like some souvenirs. I got me a DVD set of IGPX, of course. Like, of course, man, I wish Logan was still here because I was at the discotheque area. So of course I represented Logan. I got the IGPX DVD set, and I also got the Fatal Fury OVA collection. Got me some posters, wall scrolls. Yeah, I had a fun time. Panels. There was a Sonic the Hedgehog panel, 30th anniversary Sonic panel. It was mainly fan run, but Sega threw them a bone and gave them like official art prints for the Sonic Origins collection. So I was able to snag me a neat Sonic Origins like print. That was cool. I'm like debating right now about putting photos in the video format of this podcast because I'm just thinking if I want to go through the hassle of doing that or not. Maybe depends on how I'm feeling once I'm editing this.
You can if you want.
I mean, yeah.
But I had a fun time. I really did. Like I had missed I missed going to these conventions. I just really wish Toonami was there. There were a lot of big companies that were absent. Like usually there's like a lot of these companies that will actually go there and announce stuff, and there was just like a strong lack of that. So like I'm looking at these panels, with a lot of these big panels, and it's like there's nothing really, having me, wanting to go. Like most of these panels are like fan run panels, and I'm gonna go regardless because these are some of my favorite YouTubers that I want to see. That was really it. My favorite YouTubers. Like no real like company like Toonami or any studios like that were there. And like I'm hoping next year it's more packed. But yeah.
Yeah,
like,
just be careful in the future, everybody. Just wear a mask.
I walked around Atlanta for a bit. I had a real fun time. And then I came back.
That's good.
And then I came back to Florida.
Yeah. Welcome back to hell.
Yeah. And that was it. I was at MomoCon and I saw a bunch of these anime waifu cars.
Boy.
I will put those photos in there if I have the energy to do so. I will put the photos that I've taken in there. In this, hopefully. But yeah. Anyway, I think that does it for another podcast. We were just a little over an hour.
Yep.
Yeah, we met the quota.
So, I'm Sam at Samster299. Follow me on Twitter at Samster299. YouTube Samster299. I don't know what I'm gonna put on YouTube. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of running low on Steam. It's kind of hard to make stuff at this point. I did make a fan-made Spy Family Toonami like topical promo, which I think I did a good job on. And then you could follow Toonami Squad Twitter at Toonami Squad, Instagram Toonami Squad, website ToonamiSquad.com, expired merch at Redbubble. I gotta make sure to say that.
Silver's supposed to bring updating stuff on there, so.
Well, that's good.
If you want the link, it's redbubble.com/people/ToonamiSquad/shop.
I wonder if somebody listening or watching here bought a shirt, because 2 people bought a shirt in like the last 2 months.
Well, I mean, I've been promoting it on Twitch as well.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube Toonami Squad. That's where you're probably watching this. But yeah. And what about you people?
You can follow me. My name is Joshua Brackman, creator, founder of Toonami Squad. You can follow me on at JMV_70056.
Yeah, he's the boss.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter at FamStar64. And you can check out the Toonami Squad Gaming Zone podcast and all the other Toonami Squad Gaming Zone related social medias at TS Gaming Zone, and YouTube, youtube.com/Toonami Squad Gaming Zone, and twitch.tv/Toonami Squad Gaming Zone, which, by the way, I might need some suggestions after this podcast, because I need new games. That's not under the PlayStation Plus thing.
Get Val in Wonderworld.
No.
Anyway, and I will plug Logan since he was here, but he had to leave early at Smallest1, Mr. Discotheque Man, responsible for the Kiss Exis Blu-ray, #1 best-selling anime in all of Alabama, and a bunch of other crap too. I can't really think of much else. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, again, check out the Toonami Returns Anniversary article on the website. Kind of proud of that. So check that out and check out all of our social medias and whatnot.
Alright, well, this has been another good episode of Toonami Squad Sessions podcast. Y'all take care, and hopefully there's some good news. Honestly, I want this podcast to be outdated, please. Just so we got something. Anyway, y'all take care, and you have a good night. Bye-bye.
I'm about to